Have you ever felt like you have tried everything, and still the heaviness in your chest does not move? And have you ever wondered why a few plain sentences from a calm person can sometimes pull you out of darkness faster than 1,000 complicated plans? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to walk through a story about Master Hongyi and 10 short lines that have helped many people step back from the edge of despair. Not because the lines are magical, but because they point straight at the machinery of suffering. They reveal how the mind traps itself. They show how to loosen the knots without forcing. And they guide you back to the kind of clarity that changes karma and changes destiny quietly from the inside out. Before we go deeper, I want to place 2 ideas in your hands like a lantern you can carry through the whole video. First, most suffering is not only caused by what happens. Most suffering is caused by how the mind grips what happens. Second, wisdom does not always arrive as something grand. Sometimes wisdom arrives as a simple phrase that cuts through confusion like light through fog. It is not loud. It is not dramatic. It is clean. Now let me tell you why Master Hongyi matters for this conversation. Master Hongyi is remembered not only for his artistic and cultural influence, but for the unusual purity of his temperament. The kind of person whose words feel calm even when they are firm. The kind of person who does not preach with pressure. He just points. And when he points, you suddenly see your own heart more clearly. Many people encounter those 10 lines during a painful season. A breakup, a betrayal, a family conflict, a career collapse, a health crisis, a long period of anxiety, a feeling of being trapped by fate. And what surprises them is that the lines do not give them a new strategy to control life. Instead, the lines gently dismantle the false strategies that were exhausting them. They show you how the mind keeps building prisons out of hope, fear, pride, and resentment. They guide you back to the middle way. Not indulgence, not self-punishment, not forcing, not collapsing. A path of clarity, compassion, and non-clinging. So for this video, I am going to do something different. I am not going to lecture you like a textbook. I am going to tell you a story the way people actually live it. Because these teachings only become real when they meet your daily life. Your mornings, your arguments, your regrets, your loneliness, your craving for control, your fear of losing. And as we go, I want you to keep noticing one thing. The place where you tighten. That is the place where the teaching is speaking to you. Let us begin with someone I will call Lin. Lin was not lazy. Lin was not careless. Lin was not someone who avoided responsibility. If anything, Lin had spent years being the person everyone depended on. At work, Lin carried extra tasks. At home, Lin carried emotional burden. In friendships, Lin played the role of listener and fixer. Lin took pride in endurance. Lin believed that if you can hold on long enough, life will eventually reward you. But then a series of events happened in a short time. Not the kind that makes you a better motivational story. The kind that makes you quietly question the meaning of your own existence. A close relationship cracked. Not through one big explosion, but through repeated small disappointments that accumulated like dust until there was no light left. At the same time, work pressure increased. And Lin felt a humiliating kind of exhaustion. The kind where you can still function but you do not feel alive. The kind where you smile in front of people but your mind is screaming in private. At night, Lin could not sleep. The mind replayed conversations. Why did they treat me like this? Why did I not see it earlier? What if I never recover? What if this is my destiny? During the day, Lin kept moving. Answering messages. Doing tasks. Pretending to be normal. But inside there was a heavy knot. The knot of resentment mixed with fear. The knot of wanting an apology that would never come. The knot of wanting time to go backward. The knot of wanting life to feel fair. One day, Lin visited an older friend who lived near a quiet temple. The friend did not say much. He just listened. Then he handed Lin a small piece of paper with 10 short lines attributed to Master Hongyi. The friend said something gentle. Do not treat these like decoration. Treat them like medicine. Read them slowly. Then, watch your mind. Lin looked at the lines and at first felt disappointed. They looked too simple. Lin wanted a solution, a plan, a guarantee. Instead, Lin saw plain language about letting go, about accepting impermanence, about not competing, about not arguing, about not forcing. Lin thought, how can this help me? My pain is real. My situation is complicated. But Lin took the paper home anyway. That night, Lin read the lines again. And something strange happened. Not a miracle, just a shift. Lin noticed that the body softened slightly. The jaw unclenched. The breath went lower. And then a thought appeared. What if the suffering is not only the event? What if the suffering is my refusal to release the event? This is the first doorway those lines open. The doorway from story to reality. From emotional storm to clear observation. Because the mind loves stories. The mind loves to build a courtroom. The mind assigns roles. Victim, villain, judge, audience. The mind replays scenes to prove something. To prove you were right. To prove they were wrong. To prove you deserved better. To prove life is unfair. But the mind cannot heal in a courtroom. The courtroom keeps the wound open. It keeps feeding the same emotional fire. Master Hongyi lines do something radical. They remove the courtroom. They do not deny injustice. They do not pretend pain is not pain. They simply refuse to let pain become poison. Lin read the lines again. And noticed another thing. The lines were not telling Lin to suppress feelings. They were telling Lin to stop feeding feelings with extra fuel. This is an important difference. Suppression is pushing emotions down. It makes them rot. Wisdom is seeing emotions clearly without adding stories. It lets them pass, like clouds moving through the sky. In Buddhism, this is a core practice. Feeling arises. You notice it. You do not cling. You do not resist. You breathe. You return. You choose the clean action. You let the wave pass. Most people do the opposite. They cling. They resist. They replay. They argue internally. They plan revenge. They fantasize about winning. They demand closure from someone who will never give it. Then they wonder why they cannot sleep. Now the second doorway those lines open is humility. When you are hurt, the ego wants to regain control. It wants to prove worth. It wants to restore faith. It wants to punish the other person so the universe feels balanced again. But that desire is not justice. It is ego panic. Master Hongyi lines point toward a different kind of strength. The strength to lose face without losing the heart. The strength to be misunderstood without becoming bitter. The strength to let people be wrong about you without chasing their approval. The strength to move on without needing everyone to agree that you were the good one. This strength is deeply connected to karma. Because the moment you stop needing to win, you start creating enemies. You stop creating conflict. You stop creating the kind of heavy energy that blocks relationships and opportunities. You begin creating a clean field where supportive conditions can appear. Lin struggled with this. Lin wanted to be seen as right. Lin wanted people to understand the pain. Lin wanted validation. And there is nothing evil about wanting to be understood. But the danger is when your peace depends on it. When your peace depends on someone else changing their mind, you are a prisoner. You will wait and wait. And your life will shrink around the waiting. One of the lines pointed directly at this trap. It said, in essence, stop arguing. Stop explaining. Stop forcing others to agree. Just live cleanly and let time reveal truth. Lin hated that line at first, because Lin felt it was unfair. Why should I be quiet when I was harmed? But then Lin saw the deeper meaning. Arguing is not always communication. Often arguing is attachment to an image of self. And that attachment burns the heart. There is an old wisdom in many traditions. A person who must always be right will suffer more than a person who must always be kind. Because being right demands constant battle. Being kind demands inner strength. Now the third doorway is impermanence. Master Hongyi lines repeatedly point toward the fact that everything changes. Love changes. Friendships change. Health changes. Money changes. Status changes. Even your own moods change. Impermanence can sound depressing when you first hear it. But it is actually a key to liberation. Because if everything changes, then your pain can change too. Your chapter can change too. Your destiny can change too. Lin had been living as if the recent collapse defined the entire future. As if one betrayal proved that love is impossible. As if one setback proved that life is against you. As if one season of darkness proved that darkness is permanent. But impermanence says do not make a temporary storm into a permanent identity. This is huge. Because many people suffer not from events but from identities. They say I am unlucky. I am broken. I am unlovable. I always fail. I always get abandoned. Those are identities built from pain. And once you accept them, you start creating karma that matches them. You choose people who confirm them. You speak in ways that push support away. You stop trying at the moment you should keep going. You interpret everything through the lens of doom. The lines remind you. A thought is a thought. A feeling is a feeling. A season is a season. None of them is the whole you. Lin started to test this. When pain rose, Lin would say quietly, "This is a wave, not a verdict. This is a feeling, not my identity. This is a moment, not my forever." And something softened. Not instantly, but enough to breathe. Now the fourth doorway is compassion. Some of Master Hongyi lines point toward a surprising idea. The people who harm you are often suffering too. This does not excuse harm, but it changes the poison in your heart. When you hold hatred, you suffer twice. You suffer the original wound, and you suffer the ongoing burning of hatred. Compassion removes the second suffering. It does not require you to return to harmful situations. You can have compassion and still have boundaries. You can have compassion and still walk away. But compassion stops you from becoming the kind of person you hate. Lin had been fantasizing about revenge. Not necessarily in action, but in mind. The mind kept writing scenes where the other person regretted everything. Where Lin looked strong. Where Lin finally felt superior. Then Lin read a line that implied something like this. Do not fight with fate. Do not fight with people. Use your energy to cultivate goodness. Lin felt resistance. Why should I cultivate goodness while they get away with harm? Then Lin remembered something about karma. People do not get away with harm. Harm plants seeds. Seeds ripen. Sometimes quickly. Sometimes slowly. But always according to condition. The problem is you cannot control when someone else harvests their seeds. But you can control what you plant. If you plant hatred, you harvest more hatred. If you plant bitterness, you harvest more bitterness. If you plant clarity, you harvest clarity. If you plant compassion, you harvest peace. This is not moral theater. It is cause and effect in the mind and in relationships. Lin began to see that revenge fantasies were not protecting Lin. They were poisoning Lin. So Lin made a vow. I will not feed hatred. I will protect myself with boundaries and wisdom. But I will not let my heart become a battlefield. This is a deeply Buddhist move, because it is choosing liberation over ego victory. Now the fifth doorway is simplicity. One line in the set pointed toward living simply. Not in the sense of poverty, but in the sense of not overcomplicating the mind. Not chasing too much. Not craving too many outcomes. Not trying to control 10 directions at once. Lin realized that the breakdown happened during a period when life was overloaded. Too many tasks. Too many expectations. Too many social obligations. Too many internal demands. The mind was exhausted. And when the mind is exhausted, it becomes fragile. It cannot endure small stress. It misreads tone. It overreacts. It collapses into despair. So Lin began simplifying. Lin reduced social commitments. Lin stopped reading messages late at night. Lin cleaned the home environment. Lin went to bed earlier. Lin practiced a few minutes of quiet breathing. These sound like ordinary self-care steps, but in spiritual terms they are purification. Because you are removing noise. And noise is one of the biggest obstacles to wisdom. When the mind has less noise, it can see cause and effect. It can see when an impulse will lead to regret. It can see when a harsh word will create long conflict. It can see when rest is wiser than forcing. It can see when letting go is stronger than chasing. Now a surprising thing happened to Lin. As Lin simplified, the mind began to recover. And once the mind recovered, the situation that looked hopeless started to shift. Not because the other person suddenly became good, but because Lin became free. Freedom is the greatest turning point. Because once you are free, you stop begging life for permission. You act wisely. You move forward. You attract different conditions. This is how luck returns. It returns not as fireworks. It returns as doors that open because your mind stopped slamming them shut. Now let me speak directly to you watching. Because maybe you are in your own lensism right now. Maybe you are tired of being strong. Maybe you are tired of holding it together. Maybe you are tired of replaying the same scene. Maybe you feel like you are drowning in why. If that is you, I want to give you the essence of the 10 lines without turning them into a list. I will weave them into living guidance. Stop wrestling with people in your mind. Every argument you replay is a rope around your own neck. Choose release. Stop chasing apologies as if they are oxygen. You do not need someone else to admit wrong in order to heal. You need clarity and time. You need your own clean action. Stop trying to control every outcome. Control is often fear wearing a suit. Trust cause and effect. Plant clean seeds. Let time do its work. Stop measuring your worth by how others treat you. Some people cannot recognize gold because they only value noise. Your job is not to convince them. Your job is to live cleanly. Stop making one season into your identity. Pain is real, but pain is not you. Impermanence means this can shift. Stop feeding hatred. Hatred does not punish them. It punishes you. Compassion does not mean you accept harm. It means you refuse to become poison. Stop living in constant comparison. Comparison is a thief of peace. It makes you blind to your own path. Your karma is yours. Walk it. Stop forcing. Forcing makes the body tight. A tight body makes the mind harsh. A harsh mind creates heavy karma. Return to breath. Return to calm effort. Return to simplicity. A simpler life gives you space to cultivate wisdom. Wisdom is the real protection. And finally, remember that the most powerful change is internal. When the mind changes, the world you live in changes. Even if the outer circumstances take time to rearrange. Now I want to tell you what happened to Lin over time. Lin did not become a perfect spiritual person. Lin still had days of sadness. Lin still had moments of anger. Lin still had nights where the mind tried to replay the old story. But now Lin had a practice. Lin would notice the replay and say, "This is the old rope. I will not tie it today." Lin would breathe slowly. Lin would take a walk. Lin would do one clean action. Clean a corner. Send a kind message. Handle a small responsibility. Drink water. Rest. Over weeks, the baseline tension decreased. Sleep improved. Appetite stabilized. The body began to feel warmer. The voice became softer. Not weak, softer. Then something important happened. Lin started to meet different people. Not necessarily new friends at first, but different interaction. Because Lin was not radiating desperation anymore. Desperation is heavy. People can feel it. They pull away without even knowing why. When you are calm, you become safe to be around. And safety attracts support. Lin also began to make wiser choices. At work, Lin stopped overpromising. Lin created boundaries. Lin communicated clearly. Lin stopped trying to rescue everyone. And this reduced conflict and increased respect. At home, Lin practiced cleaning and simplifying. Not to be perfect, but to create an environment that supports a calm mind. And a calm environment is a form of compassion toward yourself. Over time, Lin realized something that many people learn only after years of suffering. You do not escape pain by winning every fight. You escape pain by cultivating a mind that cannot be easily dragged. This is awakening in daily life. Now let us move into the deeper reflection part that many of you come to this channel for. Why can a few lines pull someone out of suffering? Because they give you a different relationship with reality. They stop you from confusing your thoughts with truth. They stop you from confusing your emotions with destiny. They stop you from confusing your need for control with safety. They return you to the only place where you actually have power. Your intention, your speech, your next action, your breath, your willingness to let go. In Buddhism, this is where liberation starts. Not by changing the entire world, but by changing your response to the world. And here is the most important part. Those lines are not a philosophy. They are training. Every time you choose not to replay an argument, you train the mind in release. Every time you choose not to chase approval, you train the mind in dignity. Every time you choose not to feed hatred, you train the mind in compassion. Every time you accept impermanence, you train the mind in wisdom. Every time you simplify, you train the mind in clarity. Every time you stop forcing, you train the body in safety. Training creates habit. Habit creates character. Character creates choices. Choices create consequences. Consequences create the life you call fate. So yes, 10 lines can change a life. Because a life is made of daily habits. And the lines rewrite the habits. Now I want to share a personal style reflection. Because I know many of you listen to these long videos late at night. You are tired. You want something real. Not motivational noise. Not fake positivity. I have seen people destroyed by one thing more than any external enemy. The refusal to let go. They keep holding on to a person who already left. They keep holding on to a dream that has turned into a prison. They keep holding on to a resentment that gives them identity. They keep holding on to shame because it feels familiar. They keep holding on to the need to be understood. And the tragedy is that the grip feels like protection, but it is self-harm. Then one day they read a simple line from a wise person. And the line does not argue with them. It does not pressure them. It just points to the rope in their hand. And for the first time they see it. They see that the prison door is not locked. It is held shut from the inside. This is the moment those teachings create. So if you are suffering right now, I want you to try something tonight. Not a dramatic ritual, just one small act of wisdom. Before sleep, read one calm sentence that reminds you to release. Then place your hand on your chest, breathe slowly, and say, I will not fight in my mind tonight. I will rest. Tomorrow I will do one clean action. That is enough. If you do this for a week, you might notice something. Your problems might not disappear, but you will suffer less. And when you suffer less, you think more clearly. And when you think clearly, you act wisely. And wise action changes outcomes. Now it is your turn. In the comments, tell me if there was a sentence, a line, a teaching, a small phrase that once pulled you out of a dark place. And if you are comfortable, share what you were going through. Your story might become someone else's lantern. If you want more long-form videos like this, subscribe to the channel. Like the video so it reaches the people who need it at 2 in the morning. And comment to join the conversation, because community is also a kind of merit. It reminds us we are not alone. And if you want to support the work, you can join the membership. It helps keep these long teachings alive and steady. Until next time, keep your heart clean. Keep your actions clean. Do not force. Do not cling. Breathe. Simplify. Practice compassion. And let the quiet law of cause and effect carry you toward a gentler destiny.
Every person carries a certain energy. Your focus, your dreams, your purpose. Bracelet is a physical reminder of that energy. Symbol you wear daily. That pushes you to stay grounded, balanced, and aligned. If one of the bracelets caught your eye, you can order it through the link in the description. And check more powerful styles on our homepage store. Choose the one that strengthens your journey.